In our fast-paced lives, sometimes we have to slow down. I remember sitting in front of this magnificent building, the Maiden Tower. I had a short trip in Baku for 4 days and I wanted to cover every place. However, when I sat in front of the Maiden Tower, I felt this building demanded attention and observation. The Maiden Tower is known to be one of the most iconic buildings in Azerbaijan. I wanted to capture this on my canvas. The weather was getting cloudy and it was drizzling. The max I could capture was a basic line drawing. Welcome to my home studio. Today we are preparing a canvas to paint the magnificent Maiden Tower. I'm using an old painting and revamping it with a fresh new canvas. While I paint the Maiden Tower, I'm going to talk to you about the challenges of outdoor paintings. I usually prime my canvas with white acrylic. This helps in enhancing the oil colors and also making the painting last longer. Let's begin. Before beginning the painting, I am going to clean my wooden palette. I have to scrape off the old oil paint so it doesn't mess up the new one. Planning a painting is one of the crucial steps to get the desired outcome. Just like planning something in life, for this painting, I'm choosing my favorite set of Mary's oil colors. I love the result they give and the density of the paint. I usually start off with lesser paint on my palette so that I can experiment with the color mixing and also only utilize as much as needed. A common fault when doing paintings outdoors is poor composition. It sometimes gets very difficult to plan a painting when you're outdoors and you have to take decisions on spot. This is very valid in life as well. Whenever making a decision, thinking through pros and cons can always help in getting better results. Though I love to paint outside while looking at my subject, I still prefer painting in my home studio. Painting outdoors can be a great challenge. There are various reasons why people go back to their studios and paint their references or the photos they captured. Outdoor painting is a challenge first and foremost because of the role of light. There is a strong correlation between light and color. The effects of light can completely transform a landscape. Colors that seem to look vivid when the sun's out can seem dull under an overcast or a cloudy sky. Since light plays such a crucial role in the result of your painting and the color composition, painting outdoors becomes a huge challenge. You either have to select a spot where the light falls constantly, or you have to make sure that there is no change in the weather. Otherwise, your whole color composition would change. When painting outdoors, the change in sunlight and the direction of it can cause uneven tones in your color composition and also lead to a simple painting becoming complex. The factor of light being constant makes a huge difference, and home studios are the place where you can have light as you require, and you can keep it in that form as long as you require. When painting outdoors, people have to rush through their painting, and as I said, the planning of the painting is super important. So rushing through it would cause the result to be not as expected. Painting in home studios has a huge benefit of giving time to the process. If you're painting outdoors, you have to quickly capture everything around you before the scene changes, even if it's a landscape. You don't know how the sky is going to change. You can't predict if it will begin to rain or it will remain cloudy. And most importantly, you don't know how much area you will have in case you want to do a large painting. It's also inconvenient to carry large art supplies. You can only carry pocket ones if you are on a solo travel tour. The process of painting anything with any medium requires a lot of patience. When I was painting this maiden tower, there was a point where I felt I was not doing justice to what I had observed. The dimensions of the tower architecture were extremely challenging to put on the canvas, and the details required a lot of patience. When I planned this painting, I had a lot of trees in view. However, I wanted the maiden tower to be the main focus, so I reduced the number of trees that were in front of me and moved them to the sides so the tower became visible. With oil paints, more patience is required because the paint takes a lot of time to dry. So when you're layering it up, you have to be careful that it doesn't mix. I waited for a day or more before I started with the details. And finally, the tower started to emerge the way I had planned. During the whole process, I realized that you have to envision something and then take small steps with a lot of patience to get to your result. I'm super proud of this piece, and I love how it's illustrated like I had perceived it in my mind. I have a miniature of it in front of me. What I've learned through this process of painting is that in the beginning things do seem a little difficult and challenging, but if you take the necessary steps and move with the right mindset, you can achieve the result you want.